Hello there. Hope you're all doing great today. This training is based on Bridge. Bridge is basically a feature that resides inside Qntrl that allows you to connect your on-prem database with your control portal that runs on our cloud. And Bridge simply establishes a connection with your on-prem server or database through means of messages, and it basically pushes the data that you request from our cloud, maybe looking up some sort of information or perhaps starting a script when some execution of a workflow has been triggered from Qntrl that starts a service inside your server, your Windows server or Linux server. And if you want to start and stop these services, or if you want to look up information from your local database, a SQL database that is, you can push the payload data that you request from Qntrl through the Bridge feature. Now, in order to install the Bridge or create a Bridge, you basically go to Settings, go to Advanced, click on Bridge. Now, first step is to create the Bridge. Now, before you start this, I would suggest you first go to our website. We'll walk through these steps as we go along with the training. Go to our homepage, www.qntrl.com, go to Resources, and go to User Guide. Now, once the user guide is ready or loaded up, just go to Advanced, click on Bridge. Now, you can read what a bridge is if you're interested, but to start off with the installation or the integration, just go to Configure Bridge in Qntrl, and you'll have your initial steps presented. Now, the first step is that you would have to create a bridge. Simply create a bridge. Right now, it's not needed if you want to create it, but we'll have to create it at a certain point in time. So we'll create a bridge called as Qntrl Bridge. And the data I'm just going to pass is going to be an API task as well as a DB related task. So if you're going to parse, make HTTP requests through REST API, or use a webhook to request information, or you would use the task engine. If you are going to run a SQL query to look up some information in your database using our DB lookup field in our orchestration forms, then you would use the DB engine. Or you can use both. So I've created a bridge, which I simply named as Qntrl Bridge. Now the bridge is ready, and we see the tasks that each engine allows you to perform. And now the next step is to download the bridge agent or the file and install the bridge on your host machine. So to install the bridge, you'd go to Downloads, again Settings, Advanced, Bridge, click on the Download section. I use a Windows machine, so I'm going to download the 64-bit version of the agent. Now the file has been downloaded onto my computer. I'm just going to open it now. So just go to the directory, right click, and extract it to the folder, because we have a lot of contents inside the folder. Now here I have the targeted files that I need to install are inside the directory called bin. And first, in order to run this directory, I can simply run it from here, or I can open up my command prompt, go to Windows, press the Windows and R key together, open up command prompt. I'm going to point out the terminal over to my directory. So go to cd bridge, because that's the folder name, and cd bin. So right now I'm inside this directory. I'm going to install the file called as bridge.bat, because for Windows machines you would use the batch file. So bridge.bat space install. That's the command. I run it. It asks me to give a confirmation, and the service is now installed. Now, once that's done, I'll have to start the bridge application. So for that, I have a command called as bridge.bat space start. Verify if the system has started the service. And here it seems that I got an error. This is a common occurrence. Normally what happens is the service starts normally without any issues. But if you have a Java environment installed already on your, or a client, Java client installed on your machine already, then you may get this error. So in this case, what you simply have to do is go to the conf folder from the extracted compressed file, zip file. Go to the conf folder, open up the file called as wrapperbridge.conf. Open it in a text box, and here the path that's been pointed out is the local Java directory. I need to point it out to this to the recommended directory, and we provide this in our website. So simply go to our website, and if you're in the bridge part of our knowledge base, click on configure bridge agent, and here scroll all the way down to the part where you have to install it on Windows, and here you'd find, in the first step, you'd find the directory path. So I'm just going to copy this here, and I'm going to change the wrapper.java.command from Java to that directory, and I'm going to hit save. I've saved this text document, and now if I come back to the terminal or the command prompt, I just run the command again and hit start. It should give me a confirmation that the service has started. Yep, now you're good to go. So do remember, if your service has failed to start, then this must have been the cause. You probably already have the Java client installed on your computer already. Now we load the Java package along with the bridge agent, so you'd have to redirect it to the directory that we give you in our knowledge base. Now once that's done, I have to go to localhost 8500 onto the local machine in which I've installed the bridge service, and hit enter, and I get this page. Yep. Now at this point in time, you may have been at this page called as configure bridge in control. Now this part is done. You have installed the client. Now click on this part, how to configure the agent for bridge. It opens up a new tab, and here you can install. If you install it on a Linux machine, follow instructions in the Linux section, or go to Windows, like as we are doing right now. And here, if you have installed it already, installed it successfully, then you would have to go to this directory, this URL, hostname :8500. 8500 is the default port, and the normal URL is localhost :8500, and it takes you to this page. Now it's asking for your client's ID and client secret, because we are going to authenticate a token to allow Bridge to connect with your cloud service or the user account that's logged into your control portal. Yep. So basically what you do is you go back to this page again and go to the second step. Go to this link, accounts.zoho.com/developer console. Here we are going to create a new client, and this is going to be a server-based application. I'm going to just give a generic name called Qntrl Bridge. Homepage URL would be my default URL of my control portal, because that's what I wish to keep. And the authorized redirect URI would be in our example here. So if you just copy this, I'm just going to paste it here, and I hit create. Now, for each and every account you have for your control portal, you will have a different set of client ID and client secret. You just have to copy the client ID and client secret. paste it, hit save. Now it asks me to accept or authenticate the connection with my Qntrl account and bridge agent, and there we have it. The bridge is now installed. Now I may have to log in to my authenticate my account, my bridge account with my Qntrl portal. So I'm just going to give my portal name, because that's the portal name I have here. If you're wondering what the portal name is, this is the portal name URL. So I enter it there. I give the bridge name. So the bridge name was entered earlier. So this was the reason why we create the bridge. Even though we haven't set the bridge, installed the bridge agent, we created the bridge, so we can enter the bridge name here. Or you can also later come back and create the bridge in Qntrl and then enter that name. So I'm just going to give the bridge name. And the registration key. Okay, so go open up the bridge, go to configuration. Here you'll have the registration key. Copy the registration key. Make sure you have copied the right contents, paste it in, and hit start server. Now, once you've started the server, you will be asked to create a password for the account, the bridge account. I'm just going to give a password here. And now I've successfully configured my bridge on my local machine after I've installed the service. If you want to uninstall bridge, you'll have to first stop it from running in the background. So you'll have to open up command prompt and point it to a directory. Open up the bridge folder, go to the bin folder again, and you have to run this batch script stop.bat. Now, once you have run the script, the bridge service has been stopped from running in the background, and then you would have to run the command bridge.bat space remove and hit enter. Bridge will be completely uninstalled from your host machine, and thereby you have successfully uninstalled bridge. Now, if you go to settings, we can see the configuration or the client ID, the client secret, and whatnot. You can also change the password for logging into your bridge later. And you would have to set something called as a credential. The credential is then thereby used to connect with your databases or your webhooks, or be it anything that be it any service that you plan to connect your Qntrl portal with your database or your server. Yep. Now we suggest you create the credential inside your bridge in your local machine, and then you can share the credential securely with the bridge that you've installed on or the bridge you've set up on your Qntrl portal in our cloud. But we also give you the option to create a credential on our cloud. Here you would have to set up the name, choose the connection type, whether it's going to be an API key or a Java-based a connection key or something like that. But you'll have to enter the key on our cloud. So if you're not okay with this, or if you don't want to do this, we give you the option to set up the bridge credential right inside your local host machine, and then inside Qntrl, you can, instead of entering the username and password, use the credential from bridge. So what this does is, this will fetch the bridge name. This will fetch the credential name that you create here. Let's say I've created a credential called bridge authentication. Yep, and I've set it up as Java. Suppose I have a JDBC database inside my computer. Then I can enter my admin credentials, hit save, and then this credential will be securely passed through to our cloud. You don't have to, the information will not be stored on our cloud, and thereby you can authenticate your credential. Now, the credentials are exclusively used to store and access information securely from Qntrl over to and fro from your on-prem network server over to Qntrl, and vice versa. There is also an option to create a connector. This is This allows you to set up an automation. So if I were to create a connector here, I'll have to choose the credential because the credential authorizes the connection. And once I've selected the credential, I can then choose my SQL database that I plan to automate the connection through, or to and fro. Now, once I've set up the connector with the host name and things like that, and the database name that I'm connecting through the bridge, then I can use the DB lookup field in my orchestration. So assuming this was an orchestration form, I can use the DB lookup field to insert a lookup from control. To insert a lookup field in the form and look up the list of column of information from my SQL database. So that you have that option to create a connector and which will allow you to do this. And if you want to set up API tasks or things like that, or start or stop a service from control over to a Windows service or a service that runs on your Linux server, then through a script, then you can also do that through Bridge yet again. So just go to Bridge, and this time you would go to the messages part, go to new messages, give the message a name, and then you can load in a sample JSON response. And here I can trigger, I'll have to choose the credential because I have to authorize the credential. Authorize the connection. So I'll choose the credential name, Qntrl Bridge. I'm sorry, I think it was just called Bridge or Qntrl Bridge. Just enter the credential name, and you can then pass the pass the payload data inside, and you just hit execute. The system will then trigger an action over to your local database. Now the instructions for setting these up, setting the bridge and setting up the connectors and setting up credentials has been heavily documented in our website. Feel free to have a glance of all these steps and instructions. And then if you still have any questions, feel free to reach out to us at support@qntrl.com.